Hi guys, my name is Eleni. Welcome to me. If you follow me on any of the things, especially Twitter, you know that I tweet a lot about the US election. And you may be wondering why I, as a Canadian, am so concerned about the US election. So, I do have family in the US, so what happens to them is of great concern to me. Also, when the wrong person is in office, there is the small threat of nuclear holocaust that, you know, concerns me a little bit because I like my skin to remain on. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I came across, and I don't even know why, this group called Canadians for Trump. Just really? Really? So I'm like, this has got to be a joke, right? But it's not. The leader or the guy who started up this, I guess it's a Facebook group or whatever, started up by saying, you know, people who support Trump, especially Canadians, they're labeled as racists and they can't express themselves. And then I stopped reading because I threw up in my mouth a little bit. So I definitely support people voting in every country, having the right to vote, choosing the candidate they want. They don't have to agree with me. But Trump seems to be a different, like the whole Trump election is a whole different kind of animal. And really when I'm thinking about Canadians and our leader being Justin Trudeau and the contrast between Justin Trudeau, who isn't perfect but seems to say things and then do the things he says he's going to do. And again, I don't believe any politician is perfect, so that's not where I'm coming from. But how do you go from that, as a Canadian, to Trump? Just the contrast. I mean, it's not even liberal conservative. It's liberal person who seems to actually want the best for a country, and someone who would like to see his country and then the whole world just burn. Mainly what I wanted to address is a statement that's saying, you know, people who support Trump are labeled as racist or homophobic or anything. I get that sometimes, you know, we support people even in our personal lives and you're like, what are you doing? Like, you're making it hard to be your friend, or we're related and I love you. But really, like, I get all that, you know, because you're like, well, maybe he's not perfect, but there's this Greek saying that translates to, show me your friends to show me who you are. See, Trump doesn't like anybody. Really, it's actually quite simple. When you take Trump, who is racist, homophobic, classist, sexist, and an overall just horrific human being, and this is the person that you blindly support, this is why people think you are all of those things too. What is it about someone like Trump that draws you in? And just to do my due diligence, I'm not saying there isn't racism or homophobia or sexism or classism in Canada. It is unfortunately something that is everywhere. I just feel like, let's not take a country that is in a good place and headed in a positive direction and drag it back to a time when most of us weren't welcome and most of us didn't have a right to be here and most of us were subhuman and most of us didn't have the right to vote and. So Canadians for Trump, I hope you recover your senses. I hope you learn to appreciate what we have, whether you agree with the current government or no. I hope you focus on our country and the things that maybe you think need to be improved here. The only positive I can really say is the number of Canadians for Trump is significantly, remarkably lower than the number of Canadians that hope Trump just implodes and goes away. And even as a Canadian, I can't wait for this election to be over. I hope not only that Hillary wins, but that she wins by a huge margin so Trump can just stop. So he can just stop. And that's my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours, respectfully, of course, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you always for watching. I will see you soon.